Hey guys, Shreyas here, and today we're in the 13th day of the July Lead Coding Challenge, and the question for today is find peak element. So we're given an array and we have to find the index of such an element which is greater than the adjacent two elements. So that's the question, and there may be more than one such element, and if there is more than one such element, just return the index of any of the valid elements. So for example, over here 3 is greater than 2 and 1, so we return the index of 3, 2, and over here even 2 is a peak element, even 6 is a peak element, so we can either return 1 or 5. So that's the question. So the straightforward approach is obviously to do a linear scan, and for each index check if that there is if it satisfies the condition or not, and just return the index. And over here we are guaranteed that at least there's one peak in an array, because in the worst case the array may be entirely sorted, right? If it's sorted in the ascending order, then the peak would be the last element, because they have given over here that the element before the beginning and after the end is minus infinity. So if it's totally ascending, then the peak would be the last element, and if it's totally descending, then the peak would be the first element. So it's obviously guaranteed that there is at least one peak. So and but we have to solve it in O of log n time, as they have mentioned over here. So that means we can't scan all the elements of the array, so we cannot use a linear search, and hence there is the intuition for using binary search in this problem. So we need to make use of binary search, and for making use of binary search, one more property is very important, that is this one: the adjacent elements should not be equal. Only then in this problem we can make use of binary search, and that is given in the constraint, so we can implement binary search for this problem. So the way we do it is it's just the normal binary search. It's a few lines of code, that's it. So the normal binary search where we take the low as the first index, I as the last index, and we calculate the mid. Now what we have to do is suppose this is the mid value, and this is the mid plus 1th element. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just plotting a map of the array elements versus the index. So the y-axis is the array elements and the x-axis is the index, and so this is the m and the m plus 1. If the mth element is less than the m plus 1th element, then we have to draw a conclusion, and that conclusion is that the peak would be to the right of the array. And the reason for that is, if nums of m is less than the nums of m plus 1, then so what is the worst case that we can have in the right side of the array? The array may be fluctuating like this, up and down, up and down. So in that case we are guaranteed that in the right side there may be a peak. But in the worst case, the array may be entirely increasing, entirely ascending, and the last element might be the greatest element. Even in that case, we can tell that the last element is the peak element, as we discussed before. So in any case, if nums of m is less than nums of m plus 1, we can confirm that the peak element would lie in the right part, the segment from m plus 1 till the end of the array. So that is the conclusion if this is the condition, and the reason we have seen before. So that's the thing. So if nums of mid is less than nums of mid plus 1, we are guaranteed that the peak would lie in the right side of the array, and hence make low equal to mid plus 1. Otherwise, suppose for example this might be the case. Otherwise, this is the mth element, and this is the m plus 1th element. So in that case, if the mth element is lesser than the m plus 1th element, so what we can tell over here is that with the similar reasoning what we did before for the right side of the array, we can do it for the left side of the array as well. The left side of the array may be fluctuating like this, or it may be totally ascending, whatever. the peak would be definitely there, at least one peak would be there in the left side of the array, and hence if this is the condition, we just move to the left part of the array. So that is the thing. Otherwise I move high to mid, and then just terminate when low becomes equal to high and return low. So this ensures the logarithmic time complexity, and over here I can write it as mid minus 1 as well and change the condition over here in the while loop, but this is a general template I use, so we can do it any way as well, not a problem. So this is the approach for this problem. Thanks for watching the video.